What's good YouTube? Cosmic here with another video, and I don't know, this video is a story time about how I hacked into my Varsity twice. Not once but twice. So let's get into it. So the first time was actually last year around July. I remember I was at home, it was semester break, and I was doing like I usually do try hack me and like hack the box. So I decided to get into before I start the video, let me preface it by saying my school told me I'm allowed to share it, but I shouldn't share the details, if that makes sense. I technically have a non-disclosure agreement, if you kind of think an NDA, but not a strict one. I'm into those by word, but okay, yeah. So yeah, so I decided to try get inside. So I started with getting a feel of the webs of what's going on, some data busting. I'm not gonna say the technologies that they were using, but yeah, I was data busting, and eventually I found out when you make a request, it takes your student number and authenticates with your student number to get resources such as your financial information, your financial information, your marks, and things like that, things of those sorts. So I decided to, okay, if there may be IDO, insecure direct object reference, and I was like, okay, if I change the student number to maybe to another student number, would I get the same thing back? And believe it or not, I've got other people's marks and financial information, yeah, just that type of shit. No, I'm not sorry for the profanity, which is kind of crazy to think about. Okay, so I was like, whoa, okay, that's crazy. I didn't actually check. I also found another vuln where it's actually not a vuln, that was a misconfiguration, because when I was dirt busting, because the website that hosts it automatically route you to not the root directory but to some page on the site. So when I was debugging the root directory, not the root but the base path, can I say that, of the website, and there was this link, so not a link, there was this directory. I went to that directory, and believe it or not, students ID numbers, names, addresses, all that, literally thousands of them just plain just there. And I was like, whoa, that was crazy. I don't want to make this video long, so I'm not gonna go into some detail. Like when people fill in your forms, like forms for laptops, their NSFAS accounts and all that nonsense, and I was like, geez, okay. I reported it. They didn't pay me, even though I was asking for compensation, but it's fine. Nobody knows about it though, but I mean, I'm practically a hero. Ha 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 ha. I'm joking, but yeah, there was that. It was last year, and most recently, in the beginning of August, I found another one. For some reason, it was so slow. Like, you made a request, and after like 50 seconds, it was slow. So I was like, okay, let me check what's going on. I check admin credentials in the request. What? Okay, they did fix it. It looks like they did fix it, but they now put admin, not my credentials, but an admin credentials. Okay, I have admin credentials. Let's see what endpoint it's calling. Because now I think they're using an API to get information from another subdomain. They were using an API to get from another subdomain, and they would like return the information and put it on for the user, if that makes sense. So if you want new marks, you get there's another subdomain which had credit. So I went to that endpoint, to that subdomain, and I used the M credentials. I tried using my credentials first, and it doesn't work. So I mean, they did it good, but I don't know why they did do well. But I don't know why they put my. I really want a blue team, bro. But I digress. Okay, then I wonder why they put admin credentials. So I authenticated, and mine, if I put a student number, bro, you know the information you enter when you register for varsity, next of kin, language, where you live, like all that information, bro, in like a JSON format. I made a script that enumerated all. Oh, there was another API that returned true or false. That returned true or false if a student number was valid. So I was able to make a Python script that enumerated numbers from, I don't want to say my student numbering scheme. So basically, let's say the student number, it's from 1 to 10. So from 1 to 3, I would get a false. But starting from like 3.2, I'd get it true. So I made a Python script that enumerated from that would go to the API and would return, because if you enter the API, it returned true, and then it returned the Active Directory name of the user, which is kind of cool. So, but I used to download that text. That's the problem. So I made a Python script that would go through all from that 3.2 to like 10. If that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. To like 10. So I did that, but I downloaded so many scripts. Like my terminal wasn't even working, even though that those files were less than like 10k kilobytes, but it was just like downloading. I have no idea how I could have stopped it, but I just canceled it. I mean, I didn't know it. Maybe I could have used like C#, but I have no idea how to interact with websites with C#. Might have to learn actually. It's fast and all that, but I digress. Yeah, but so I downloaded that, and I could have done some damage, but then I went to the offices in person. Mind you, last year I emailed them. I went to the offices in person, and they're like, "Oh, are you the guy from last year?" And they were like, "Yeah, thank you." So I was getting like I was first bumping some guys, and they're like, "Hey, bro, you don't mind, and yeah, just the confidence booster." But really hope to do more shit like that in the future. So yeah, participating in some CTFs as well. If anyone wants to join, you can comment down below. We have like 2 people on our team, including me, and I think we need 7, so we still have 5 spots open if anyone wants. So if you liked the video, like and subscribe.